You know, in the 80s, we had this movie called Scarface, and it was about the Mariel boatlift in Cuba, where they emptied out their prisons and their mental hospitals and shipped them all up here when Carter was president. And if you want to learn more about it, watch the movie Scarface. And also there's a documentary called Cocaine Cowboys. It's very educational. You know, she's the head of the board down there. And she's allowed these people to come in. She's in communication with the countries that are doing this. She knows all about it. Yet, it's still happening. Let's see what this fella has to say.
Venezuela, by the way, has the lowest murder rate ever right now. What does that tell you?
Yeah, all the murderers are gone.
We're here.
Yeah. So is it true that they're emptying prisons? I mean, is this
not
Cuba all over again?
This is not a hearsay. There was a memo by DHS last year admitting that, in fact, they knew that Venezuela's government was emptying their prison and rehabilitation centers or drug centers, releasing them on purpose because they knew with instructions to make, if you were going to get out, you're going to make your way to the U.S. That is not, we're not making that up. That's true. It was reported on, and DHS admitted that was happening. And in fact, it has. El Tren de Aragua is heavily present in our country now.
Okay, so you're telling me that DHS has acknowledged that Venezuela, for example, is emptying their prisons and their rehabilitation centers with the understanding you get out if you leave here and go to the United States.
Yes.
And DHS has in writing said, we know that's happening. We know they're coming here. We're processing them in and have no idea where they are.
Correct.
How many people are we talking about?
Millions. And just Venezuela alone.
We're talking.
All right, there's something I think everybody should know a little bit of something about. And this is right here. George Bush Sr. and Bill Clinton are kin to one another. They knew each other for a long time. There's pictures of them having barbecues and cookouts together back when George Bush Sr. was the president and Bill Clinton was the governor of Arkansas. There was an airport in Mena, Arkansas, where they were bringing in cocaine from the Contras. Yeah, there was a documentary made about it, The Clinton Cocaine Connection, made by the BBC. Big scandal. They exposed all kind of criminality. However, Bill Clinton won the presidency before they could put it out, and it was banned from being brought into America for a long time. They used to have it on all over the internet. It was on YouTube. Probably 10 different channels had copies of it. I don't know if you can find it under that name now, but that was the name of it. The Clinton Cocaine Connection. You can find it on the internet somewhere. Watch it. It's a real education. Yeah. It's a real education.
Talking about in the last 2 or 3 years, we've had estimated how many people have come across the border.
My estimation, the official number, I think, is about 10 million.
Yeah, it's about 10, 11 million.
Yeah,
that's the official.
But my personal opinion, I think we're about 15 to 18 million.
You know? There was a man named Leon Trotsky that Stalin ran out of the USSR when Lenin died. He was Lenin's partner. They're the ones that overthrew Russia with the Bolsheviks. He moved to Mexico City. And at the college there, he educated a bunch of people that educated more people. A bunch of rich white kids went down there because they didn't have the grades to stay in a college here in America. They failed out because they was doing their thing. And they go down there and they learn all about it. They called them neocons. They invaded the Democrat and the Republican Party. In the Democrats, they call them neoliberals. In the Republicans, they call them neocons. You notice, no matter who you voted for, you got the same thing. Well, there's a reason for that. Donald Trump was a New York liberal and a Democrat. Him and the real liberals and the Tea Party libertarians under Ron Paul took over the Republican Party. People, you've got to get smart. They're running the same game they always run. The same game. This is going to be the 80s all over again. Every criminal gang in this country is going to have to rise up to meet them. And then the law is going to take their payoffs, and they're going to let it happen until they decide to crack down on us about our guns. They had almost disarmed the American public until the 90s when Florida passed a shall issue permit law. I remember they made movies about it, how there was going to be gunfights in the streets. It's going to be like the Old West, and psychopaths would be shooting everything up like they wasn't already. Within 48 hours of passing that law, crime dropped 98% in Florida. That's right. The criminals moved to other states because they didn't want to get shot. Don't let these people take your guns. Don't let them use this as a pretext to take your guns. I'm just saying, if you do, you're going to be dead in the ditch.